What makes it unusual? Musa alayhi salam accidentally, he was trying to stop a police officer from hurting someone, and he got in the middle of the fight and he threw a punch a little too hard and the police officer died. And I'm fast forwarding, now he is wanted for murder in Egypt. So he's considered a criminal, and the order given to the police is shoot on sight. They're not interested in arresting Musa alayhi salam. They are going to, if they find him, they will kill him and ask questions later. So that's the idea. Now, knowing that, one of his friends told him, in the Quran we learned this, إِنَّ الْمَلَأَ يَأْتَمِرُونَ بِكَ لِيَقْتُلُوكَ, in the same surah, Surah Al-Qasas, that the police chiefs have already made a secret plan to kill you. So don't turn yourself in to the police, because the police have decided there's not going to be a trial. You're not going to court. You're not going to jail. You're going to be killed. They will kill you. So he runs away. فَخَرَجَ مِنْهَا خَائِفًا يَتَرَقَّبْ. He runs away from Egypt. He runs away from Egypt into the desert. And in the desert there are no roads. There's no way you know where you're going. But Allah guided him, and Allah says, وَلَمَّا تَوَجَّهَ تِلْقَاءَ مَدْيَنَ, when his face turned exactly in the direction of Madian, قَالَ عَسَى رَبِّي أَن يَهْدِيَنِي سَوَاءَ السَّبِيلِ, he said, maybe, hopefully, my Rabb will guide me to the most straight path. He doesn't even know that he's facing Madian. Madian is many, many, many days of, maybe weeks of travel away. But he just turned his face in a certain direction, and Allah just put in his heart to make this dua, and he went in that direction. Now you know something about the desert. If you go 1 degree off, you might end up making a giant circle. You end up where you started. You will have no idea if you're going the right way or not. And yet somehow he finally reaches, and Allah describes, وَلَمَّا وَرَدَ مَاءَ مَدْيَنَ. So what the background that I want to emphasize is that Musa alayhi salam is number one wanted criminal right now in Egypt. And if you find him, you better tell the authorities. So he escaped the world's biggest superpower right now. 2, he's homeless. He has no job, he has no money, he has no other food, nothing. And he reaches this lake near Madian, and he finally finds a rock or a tree, and he sits under the tree to relax. And when he relaxes, he sees people are bringing their sheep and their goats and their cows, and they're giving their animals water from obviously it's the desert, so very few places that have water, they're going to bring their animals to give them water. And he's watching this scene. So he says, Allah Azza wa Jalla describes, وَلَمَّا وَرَدَ مَاءَ مَدْيَنَ وَجَدَ عَلَيْهِ أُمَّةً مِّنَ النَّاسِ يَسْقُونَ. When he reached the waters of Madian, he saw a group of people, they were giving their animals water. And then he says, وَوَجَدَ مِن دُونِهِمْ إِمْرَأَتَيْنِ تَذُودَانِ. He saw 2 women far away, and they were pulling on their animals. Their animals want to drink, and the girls are not letting them drink. So all the men are giving their animals food, drinking, and the 2 women are pulling their animals back, but the goat wants to drink and is fighting with the 2 girls. So he leaves the shade and he went up to them and said, "Ma khatbukuma? What's wrong with both of you? What's your story? Why are you doing this?" And so they were tough and they responded to him. They said, "La nasqi hatta yustir ar-ri'a." We're not going to give our animals water until all the other men and all their animals are done. We don't go down there, and we don't want to be alongside these other men. What is Allah telling us? Those men were not very respectful towards women. And if they go down there, they will be inappropriate and they will behave badly towards them. They will harass them. They will, say things to them, behave a certain way. They're protecting themselves by keeping themselves back until those men are done, because they don't know how to be around women. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla is telling us a story about women that are living in a situation where it's very difficult for them to earn a living. They basically work in a farm, they take care of animals, but they live in a society that doesn't respect women. And it's harder for them to make the living than it is for the men. They have to do 2-3 times the work because they have to hold the animals back. Musa alayhi salam sees this whole scene, he grabs the animals and he gets them food.